The old house stood alone on Harbinger Lane, shrouded in an eerie silence that seemed to echo through the foggy night. It was a dark and imposing structure, with boarded-up windows that seemed to hide secrets, and a rotting porch that creaked with every gust of wind. The paint was peeling, revealing the bare wood beneath, and the yard was overgrown with weeds, reclaiming the land that once was manicured and neat. No one had lived in the house for decades, and it stood as a desolate reminder of a time long past. Locals whispered tales of its troubled past, stories passed down through generations, each more chilling than the last. They said it was haunted, that the spirits of those who once lived there still roamed the halls. Some said the house belonged to a family who disappeared under mysterious circumstances, leaving behind only an old family portrait and unanswered questions. Others told stories of strange lights flickering in the windows and eerie noises that could be heard late at night, sounds that sent shivers down the spine. No one dared to go near the place, especially not at night, when the darkness seemed to come alive with unseen terrors. The house on Harbinger Lane had become a symbol of fear, a place where darkness lingered and nightmares were born. The old house seemed to watch over the town, a silent sentinel on the hill, its presence a constant reminder of the unknown. It was a place of mystery, of whispered stories, and of unspoken dread, where the wind seemed to carry the voices of the past. And on Halloween night, it awaited its newest victims, drawing them in with the promise of a thrill, only to leave them with a memory they would never forget.
I dare you.
Don't be stupid, Max. You know the stories about that house.
Scared, Sam? No way. Let's do it.
Please, let's just go. We can find something else to do. This is crazy. Let's just go back.
The air inside was stale and thick with dust, as if it hadn't been disturbed for decades. Each breath felt heavy, laden with the weight of forgotten memories and untold stories. Cobwebs hung like macabre decorations, draping the corners in a shroud of neglect. The faint scent of decay lingered in the air, a testament to the passage of time and the house's abandonment. Moonlight streamed through gaps in the boarded windows, casting eerie shadows that danced across the decayed room. The light revealed the extent of the ruin, highlighting the peeling wallpaper and crumbling plaster. The house seemed to sigh around them, a symphony of creaking floorboards and rustling shadows. Every step they took was met with a groan from the ancient wood, as if the house itself was protesting their presence. They moved cautiously through a cramped living room, their footsteps echoing in the silence. The room was filled with relics of a bygone era, each piece of furniture covered in a thick layer of dust, untouched by time. A tattered armchair sat facing a fireplace choked with ashes, as if waiting for a long-departed occupant. The room felt frozen in time, a snapshot of a life once lived, but now forgotten. They found a staircase at the back of the house, its steps shrouded in darkness. The air grew colder as they approached, a chill that seemed to seep into their bones. The steps groaned in protest as they ascended, each creak of wood a hammer blow to their already frayed nerves. The staircase felt endless, each step a journey deeper into the unknown. The second floor held a long hallway, its floor covered in a thick layer of dust. The walls were lined with doors, each one a potential gateway to more secrets and eerie discoveries. Pictures hung crookedly on the walls, their subjects obscured by time and grime. The faces in the photographs seemed to watch them, their eyes following their every move, adding to the unsettling atmosphere of the house.
As they walked down the hallway, Max swore he heard a whisper. He stopped, holding his breath, listening for any repetition. The sound, faint and indistinct, seemed to come from the end of the hall, where a single door stood slightly ajar.
Sam, his bravado fading with each passing second, shone his flashlight towards the source of the sound. The beam trembled, reflecting his growing fear. "Did you hear that?" he whispered, his voice barely audible above the pounding of his heart.
Kelly nodded, her eyes wide with terror. The temperature plummeted as they neared the door at the end of the hall. The air grew heavy, laden with an almost tangible sense of dread. They exchanged nervous glances, a silent question passing between them.
The door creaked open to reveal a small, dusty room bathed in an eerie moonlight glow. The light filtered through the broken window, casting long, haunting shadows that danced on the walls. A rocking horse stood frozen mid-gallop in the center of the room, its chipped paint glinting in the darkness. It seemed to be waiting, as if it had a story to tell, a story long forgotten in the annals of time. A doll lay discarded in the corner, its porcelain face cracked and unsettling. The doll's eyes, though lifeless, seemed to follow every movement, adding to the room's eerie atmosphere. A chill settled over them, seeping into their bones. It was a cold that was not just physical, but seemed to touch the very essence of their being, making them shiver involuntarily. This room felt different, colder. It was as if the very air was thick with memories, memories that were not their own, but demanded to be felt and acknowledged. This was not a place meant for them. It was a place that belonged to another time, another life, and they were mere intruders in this forgotten world. Above the old, rusted crib, written in a childish hand on the wall, were 2 words: Clara's nursery. The letters were faded, yet they held a certain defiance, a reminder of a presence that once was.
Suddenly, the rocking horse began to move. It creaked with each motion, as if awakening from a long slumber. Back and forth, its ghostly motion accompanied by the faintest of lullabies. The melody was hauntingly beautiful, a song that seemed to come from the very walls of the nursery. It was a sound that chilled them to the core, a sound that spoke of another time, another presence. It was as if the nursery itself was alive, whispering secrets of the past, secrets that were never meant to be uncovered.